What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review, and today we have something special. So, if you guys were not aware, there has already been a tournament for Set 18. It just wrapped up yesterday. This is the Data TFT Set 18 Xunge Sentinel Clash, and it is a tournament that has some of the best players from China playing against each other already in Set 18. And the winner of this tournament, none other than this guy right here. If you can't read Chinese like me, you can just click in the link, and since it's Shunga, Shunga won the first tournament for Set 18. Of course, if you guys don't know Shunga, winner of the Dragonlance Championship, one of the GOATs of Chinese TFT, one of my favorite players to watch, and so we are going to watch him today. Now, I am trying to figure out if this was either a scrim game right before the tournament started with a lot of tournament players, or if this was an official tournament game. Either way, this is a good representative sample. I mean, Shunga is playing matches with all the best players in China here, obviously, and he's also chowing down at the start of this game, which you'll see. This game has an interesting opener, I will say. A very, very interesting opener, which made me pause, look back. But I mean, you see some of the names on the right here. Chushi, you know, a fantastic Chinese player. Like a lot of known names in Chinese TFT. So this is definitely a stacked lobby. Regardless, we get an early 10 gold, and we do see that, okay, you know, we could actually make 20 here if we did sell. And this is something that we've seen a lot in previous VODs from people like GoBooster. We're going to sell and make 20 here. And solo play the LeBlanc here. And I was actually curious about this play. I was like, oh, can LeBlanc solo out 1/4 minions? A lot of units can solo it out if they are in the corner. And the answer is no, not at all. She cannot solo out 1/4. So, you know, Shunga limit testing a little bit here, trying out some interesting stuff in his first game here, which honestly, hey, it's PBE. That's exactly what this is for. But he does notice something pretty interesting as he scouts the lobby here. So we are down an item component here, right? Because we lost the amount of you know, components that you would normally get from minions there. Every other person in this lobby has one component because this is just a super gold opener without very many components. What this means is, crazy enough, we can actually look at taking Warpath here, even though we sold out all of our opener here, and we have literally 0 components to start the game with. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, you don't get any extra credit for having half a component onto a unit. You either have an item slam or you don't, and this means we have really good odds of actually getting a win streak out of these first few rounds. Now, after Carousel, it's anyone's guess if we can maintain this streak, but I mean, best case scenario, people are going to have one item slammed here. So I mean, it's actually possible we can keep it past there. So this is going to be our idea, is that we're actually going to try to win streak in this spot with 0 components with Warpath, even after losing 2 minions. And hey, what's going to make that even easier? A double level here, so that we can get the LeBlanc in onto the board, get 3 Elderwood in, and just try to do as much damage as possible with Warpath. So that's the idea from Shunga here. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I mean, this guy is always doing crazy stuff. And I mean, I will say a lot of players would have been tilted by losing to minions, and I mean, what a bounce back to immediately just grab a super aggro augment and then say, yeah, we are going to play super aggro even though we are 97 HP on a full win streak here. We don't get any kind of combat charm. We just get an econ charm, but it should be fine. Very few people at this point in the game are going to be picking up combat charms, so we should be able to continue to win fights. And our board's looking really nice here in terms of doing damage. I mean, we're 5-0ing basically every person so far. We even pick up Master Yi here, who is a great unit to potentially play around in the mid game, like stage 3. So definitely something that we can think about as we get further on in this game. And I mean, hey, maybe this is the Shunga tech here. Because we lost earlier, we actually have a little bit of carousel prio. We're not last pick, so we can grab this rod here on the Gromp, and hey, we get to guarantee a rod, which is pretty decent. Because the other thing to think about in the spot is, okay, so what are we actually going to play from this spot, and how are we going to stabilize the board? Normally in this spot, a spot where you are playing Warpath and your game plan is just win as many fights as possible, I think what's quite helpful to think about is, like, what is the closest spike for our board? What is the best unit that we can itemize here that is just going to make us stronger? And I mean, I do think the LeBlanc's very serviceable in this spot here. Honestly, summoning something onto Shen wouldn't be too bad. We have this Master Yi on bench as well, who would be a great unit to itemize. We've talked about this guy. It's just a terror during stage 2 and stage 3, and that's the main stuff that we need to worry about. We are going to pick up this Sentinel here, get this charm that looks like it was just an econ charm, so not too bad. Maybe this is one of those charms that says, like, you need to win fights, or I don't know. We will see. It's hard to translate every charm, but oh my god, we're going to go for the Giga Bebe level, the level 6 here on 2/6, because I mean, we're rich enough that it's pretty reasonable, and every extra level that you get in, every extra unit that you get in, is extra damage on these boards. I mean, this would normally have only been would have been a 2-0, would have been really, really close, but instead is a 3-0 here, and honestly looks like a very nice level from Shunga. And I mean, it gives you better odds of finding stuff like this Aphelios. I mean, we're already almost like pre-made into this Aphelios plus blue buff line. So that is what we can look at holding on to right now. And hopefully we can get some items slammed. So we do get a ton of components here. That is, based on our old components. We, the fact that we lost the early component on early minions, we do get it back here, which is nice. And we do also pick up a Nidalee here, which is really interesting. Can fit the Akali in here for adapter. And actually thinking about playing, we are going to play 3 Infernal here and going to make the Shojin and the JG here onto Nidalee. So I've talked enough about how broken this Nidalee unit is. I think she is just absolutely fantastic in general. The Shojin, not her best item, but once again, Shunga's not really thinking about, like, okay, how do I play towards Nidalee? He's thinking about, okay, how do I win fights right now? And a Shojin JG Nidalee is going to do quite well here. Raining Gold's tempting. Healing Orb is also a nice early, option for this Malphite. But yeah, he is going to go for the Raining Gold here in this spot just to allow him to push immediately to level 7 and continue to up this tempo. The other thing to talk about, oh my god, that's an Elder Dragon. Can we, I mean, surely you can play this, right? I mean, it's a 3/2 Elder Dragon. It's looking like he's not going to play it, actually. Wow. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, the call is that, I mean, I have this Nidalee here. She's a great early item carry. What am I actually going to do with this 0-item Elder Dragon? It's not actually going to do anything for me. I just need frontline and then traits that are actually relevant to Nidalee on this board, and Elder Dragon is neither here. So we're going to hold this Elder Dragon on bench for now. That is wild, but I mean, it makes sense. We do pick up the Hecarim too with the Duplicator, which is really nice. Now we're going to have to fit the blue buff in for some extra frontline, and now we're going to fit the Elder Dragon in onto this board now that we have the Hecarim, now that it actually fits, so that we can just play 3 Rift Beast. Okay, this makes sense. I mean, Elder Dragon's still just a solid enough, just random unit to throw onto your board. Does, knock up the entire board or stun the entire board on cast, which is just really, really nice util, and has a little bit of just straight up damage in that execute, even with no items. So this makes a lot of sense, and we're going to continue our Warpath win streak here for Shunga with a crazy game so far. Would you ever... I would be quite tempted to even just grab TG here and throw it onto the Elder. Could also finish out, obviously, Gwynsu onto Nidalee. We've talked about it a million times, but it's such a good item for her. So we'll see what we get here. We do opt to just go for the Gwynsu here for the Nidalee. Not only is this a good Nidalee item, but it's also a great late game option. We hit Forest Mage here, so we can pick from any of these charms. That one is... I'm not sure, actually, which charm that was. I was thinking that was... No, I actually have no clue. Wow, look at this board from Shunga as well. Going to field just a blue buff and Defender here. Once again, going back to this idea that I brought up, which is, do we actually need Elder on this board for damage, or can we just let Nidalee go crazy here? And I think the answer is, yeah, we can just let Nidalee go crazy here. The Elder is really not going to move the needle that much in terms of damage, and just having more frontline is going to move the needle a lot more. So this is going to be our mid-game board. Pretty crazy here. And we actually, it was your first unit to die. You get an extra copy of them. So we're blue buff 2 on 3/6 here, just from the power of pushing early levels. We're going to roll here for a charm. I think this was another econ charm, so nothing good combat-wise here. So we are just going to have to sit on this board for one more round and hopefully pick up a win. We do fit a Mumu in for 3 Infernal here, just so that we can get those extra shops on fire and hit, more 5 costs, honestly, because, I mean, why not? Why shouldn't we hit some more 5 costs in this spot here? But we're going to maintain our streak. We're on a 10 streak here, so that should be either Warpath Cash. Yeah, that is finally, finally, I say very early on, a Warpath Cash here for Shunga. He's going to get all of these 4 costs, or 5 costs to play around, and a Morgana 2, which is, honestly, a great extra unit onto this board. She can duo carry, and we're going to slowly, for now, play this kind of this very, very straightforward four-cost board that we've talked about, this Morgana plus Nidalee board. We have a lot of the pieces of it, though we have this Amumu that we can fit onto the board. We can start stacking up Maokai as well on this board. Kind of everything falling into place here for Shunga. And the question is, how are we going to cap this game? What are we going to do to win out this game? Because I will say, this board that we're playing, the Nidalee Morgana board, it does fall off later. This is not a board that you usually will win the game on. It's a very nice board at farming like top 3s, sometimes top 2s, but winning not so much. So we need a game plan for how to truly cap our board here. Last augment here. Wow, he actually likes Ascension that much. That really shocks me. I was even just going to say, like, tons of stats on a board where you're just investing in all these different units is not bad. But he just says, you know what? We have a good enough front line here. We are going to be scaling up with Nidalee. Ooh, look at this as well. But yeah, we're going to be scaling up with Nidalee, so we might as well go for this. And also, he takes the option that no one I've seen in Project PBE has taken. Everybody is all in, I feel like, on the execute. Even after being nerfed, maybe a little bit less, but still, I mean, the execute was fantastic. 15% execute, now it's 12%. Still very, very good. But Shunga says, well, I'm not going to stay on this board forever. Ooh, that's an Infernal Lux as well. So many options. I'm not going to be playing around this Nidalee for the rest of the game. So I can think about just going for the primal item farm here and then using these items to augment my fast 9 board. So, I mean, really, really good idea from Shunga. Thank you for the bless yous typed in YouTube comments. But yeah, I mean, for now, we just have to kind of hold the line on this board. We have a lot of HP to work with, so we don't really have to roll it down just yet. But we can just chill. We're also holding on to 5 Morgs. I think 5 Amumus is... Oh, no, we benched the Amumu, right? So it's only 2 Amumus, but 5 Morgs here. So there is even the Morgana 3 out. It's also just very annoying if you're somebody who wants to play around Morgana and you just see Shunga holding your Morg. We do pick up the Draven on Carousel. I don't know if he has a home yet on this board, but what I will say is this guy is a fantastic late game carry. I think one of my favorite 5 costs to play around. We don't quite have items for him yet. We have the Gwinsu, which is really good onto him, and then after that, it's kind of a question mark. But hey, this glove could be IE, the tier could be nothing for Draven, but we'll figure it out. And we have once again the primal components coming, so that's another way to continue to get to some Draven items. But yeah, I mean, anytime you have a fight like this, which is a fight win this stage, this is always amazing because it just means, oh my god, my 9 is just so easy to go for. He's holding on to Ashe pair here, so we might see one of these fast 9 Ashe boards played, which is really cool to see. This is a unit that I think has been kind of underloved, I would say. She gets thrown onto like random Blossom boards, but I don't think most people have seen her as like a true like, oh, fast 9 Ashe carry, yippee, that's what I'm gonna play towards. So we'll see if that's what Shunga does go for this game, because that would be cool to see. This is also another pretty close fight. It is versus a Nidalee 2, which is annoying, but they just don't have the rest of the board around it to beat our board, and this is going to be another win, just showcasing the power of this Nidalee Morgana board, which we've already talked about. Nidalee Morgana is just disgustingly strong, but that's only a small part of the story. The other part is that we are now going to be looking at totally pivoting our board into a fast 9 board, a pretty early 9, a 5-1 fast 9. But I mean, why not? We've got a lot of stuff going for us, a lot of econ to play with. Are going to sell up the Ashes now, and we're going to roll down for our board here to pick up Diana 2, Draven 2, a huge pickup, Maokai and Amumu 2 coming down here, which are huge upgrades, and we can make the Gwinsu onto the Draven here. Really need IE in the spot, and we do miss it, so we're going to reforge Ra to try to find it. Still don't find it, but we do find TG, which is a great item. I was looking at QSS as the idea, but looks like he's going to go for Guard Breaker, and then just throw the adaptive onto the Lux here, and oh my god, we are going to win this fight, which is just such a big fight win. I believe he took the Draven quest. If Draven lives for 3 combats, spawn in 2 components. I think so. If so, I mean, that is an amazing quest at this point in the game, just because you're pretty strong. There's good odds that we can win a lot of these fights. And if we can, continue to win fights in a spot like this, means that we are going to farm a disgusting amount of components, especially, I mean, we already farmed the primal ones. Then we're going to farm some off Draven. I mean, the spot is looking nuts for Shunga in this spot. And yep, that's another fight win, another fight where Draven gets to live. We're also 72 HP here, just destroying the lobby. Cannon 2 gets picked up here. Gonna play this. He cut Draven. Okay, yeah, there's no way we're cutting Draven, right? Yeah, cutting Infernal Lux makes sense. I mean, we now can just get this guy in as our Infernal unit. I will say, I've been a lot less impressed with the Kennen lately, just because they've nerfed his damage numbers pretty significantly. But this build looks pretty juicy. Deathcap JG plus adaptive. I feel like he's actually going to be able to do a lot of damage here. And yeah, it does 6.4k damage, and also just the amount of backline access, the amount of AoE. We have the Draven, we have the Morgana as well. It's going to be pretty easy for this Kennen to just shred backliners because there's so much going on here. And we do get that third fight, so we do spawn in those two components, which can just help cap our board even higher. Oh, I thought for sure we were gonna go for Kraken here, but no, we're gonna go for Even Shroud in this spot. All right, let's see. I mean, that one's 12 gold. That is 10 gold if he something 8, but I would think it's 8,000 damage for 10 gold, but I don't know why it wouldn't just say 8,000 on the text there. But in any case, we are going to make the Shojin here on Draven. Hey, any port in the storm, it's an item is an item. And so that's what we are going to go for here. I will say this is the first fight that looks like, you know, maybe our board didn't get that much stronger here, but still, I mean, we're so strong compared to this board, even on level 9. I mean, Shunga is just so far ahead here, top 4 locked in, and I mean, the only question in this game is, are we guaranteed to win, or is there going to be a little bit of a fight that the rest of the lobby puts up? I was thinking about this, just a Loon over Morgana idea. I mean, certainly a Loon 2 you would play, right? You're going to get the Loon effect, the Attuned, I think her unique trait is, and then you're also going to get Lunar on your board, which is really nice. But I think Shunga likes the fact that we have Invoker on this board. He also just says, you know, like, Morg 2 is just a much better unit than a Loon 1. A Loon 1 is very... It's going to be difficult for her to get to the drop moon, and also even when she does drop the moon, like, she might not do that much damage. So we're going to stick on this board here, just this 4 Vanguard setup, and maybe because of that, maybe because he's thinking, I'm never going to play this Loon, he actually fits the Lux back in and gets 4 Infernal. Oh, the idea is just to toggle in 3 Infernal on this board to ignite a shop slot. So I assume, yep, the Lux is going to come back out here. But that's the idea. Infernal is something that you can toggle in on minion rounds. Even if you place it in on a minion round, it's still going to ignite one of your shops the next round. Very different from something like Blossom, where you need to have it in for a player combat round. So nice little small tech there from Shunga to guarantee 1 more shop upgraded. Not like it does anything crazy. Oh, it's 10 rolls from Draven. Oh my god. I don't know what the... maybe it was probably 8 casts is 10 gold. And oh my god. The game is... the game is over. All right. Yeah, the lobby ended just that quick. I mean, Shunga just bowled over the entire game, even with a little bit of a stumble on the minion round. I mean, that is just Shunga in a nutshell. So really fun game. Just playing around this like Fast 9 Vanguard setup with this Draven. I mean, Draven's just a monster, and I feel like I really love how beautifully he played the mid game, playing around stuff like the Nidalee and then pivoting really seamlessly into the Draven. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch and Metafy. I'll make the links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.